In this lecture, we will be talking about active information gathering techniques. Now, what exactly is this active information gathering? Well, it's the exact opposite of the passive one. So what we did in passive information gathering was we used all the publicly available information, we did not interacted to the target, and thus we did all the non-intrusive kind of searches. So the whole essence is that we did not interacted with the target directly in any way. Now in active information gathering, we do the exact opposite. We do intrusive searches. That means we interact with the target to get more effective information. And again, you have the note information gathering and reconnaissance are the same, so never get confused between them. Okay? Now before getting started, I want to tell you about a toolkit which is called Pentest Box. So this is an open source pre-configured portable penetration testing environment for Windows operating system. What happened is earlier, and actually even today, most of the people will either use virtual machines or they will be using dual boot systems in order to use some kind of Linux penetration testing distributions. Now with Pentest Box, you're gonna get a common pen testing toolkit which is really helpful when you have to do daily tasks using your Windows environment only. So simply think that Pentest Box will work like Linux, like in some ways it can act like an emulator, and what will happen is you will be able to access and use some of the most common penetration testing tools from your Windows environment only, and thus you won't have to use Linux every time you do it. So there are two versions of Pentest Box. There is Pentest Box without Metasploit and there is the version with Metasploit. I recommend you to install Pentest Box with Metasploit. Just download it from this site which is called pentestbox.org. Click on this button, download it, install it. It's a simple next installation, so I won't be showing you that. And once you install it, simply open it. So here I have my Pentest Box toolkit. This is how it looks like. And you can see it looks pretty much like a normal command line tool. Well, yes, because it is. Now the first example which I would like to show you of active information gathering is of course going to be the ping scan. It is used to check if the target which you have, is that alive or not? Or in more simple words, is that online or not? So to check that, you will have to specify a target here. Now in my case, I am going to use this virtual machine which I have right here. This is going to be our victim machine. I will later on tell you in this course, in the exploitation lecture or somewhere around that how do you really set up this machine. So this is going to be our first target. And apart from that, for some specific example, we may want to use scanme.nmap.org, which is a really important and amazing website which we can use in order to test our different Nmap scans. And this is an official subdomain of Nmap, so probably it is the most authentic website to scan on the internet, and you are allowed to scan it. That's what I can say. So that's like going to be another target after that virtual machine. Now first of all, we want to get the IP address of that target. So I log into that and you can see on running a command called ipconfig, I'm able to see the IP address. So 172.16.186.131 is the IP address of this target. Okay, so we will remember that and then we will type that simply after our ping command. So that was 172.16.186.131. Okay, now once we press enter like I do, you will see that you start getting replies. Now whenever you start getting replies from a target, it means that is alive, because it's really simple. You can connect to it in the real world as well. If you ask a person and he replies, definitely that person is alive, right? Now you can see how many packets were sent, how many were received back, and how many were lost in the transmission. Apart from that, you can see the approximate round trip times in milliseconds for minimum, maximum and average round trips. So this is something you can check out. Now apart from this purpose, why we use ping can be that we want to get IP of a specific domain. So as I had shown you, we had a target called scanme.nmap.org. So if we just say scanme.nmap.org, you will get to see when we scan it, we get some replies. And these replies, when we get them, you know that the target is actually alive. Now here, if you notice, we have the IP address for this domain. So that's pretty good, but you might feel a little bit strange with this kind of IP address. Maybe you haven't seen this before. So actually this is the example of IPv6. But if you want to see the normal type of it, that is called IPv4. So if you want to check that version, you can simply use the switch, that is -4 with the ping command, and once you press enter, you will get that IP here, the IPv4, and you can right click to copy this IP and paste it on your browser, and you will visit the site. You will see that this is the same website, scanme.nmap.org. Now how this IP and this domain lead to the same website? Well, this happens due to the domain name system. So I want you to research about domain name system yourself, and take that as homework. Now that we have understood about the ping, and thus we have understood that okay, when we do active information gathering, we interact with the target, we can move on to NS lookup. So this is another utility, network utility, which you can use for checking many types of DNS record resources. So once you enter in the tool, what you can do first of all is look at the help menu. Now specifically what I want to explain from this part is the type. There are different type of DNS resource records which you can check for. There is A, there is quad A, there is A plus quad A, NE which means all types, CNAME, MX which is for mail exchange info, then NS for like name server information, then we have some more PTR, SOA, SRV and much more. So yeah, these are the ones, the common ones which we want to check out. Now how do you know what is this about? What is this A? What is this quad A? What is this MXNS? So for that you have a Wikipedia page. If you just go on Google and search for the list of resource records Wikipedia, and you will click on the first link, you will get to see a complete table of these resource records. You will get to see what is A about. You will get to see what is quad A about, and similarly for all these. Now not necessarily all of these would be available in NS lookup. There are some of these which are available, as you can see. So yeah, you have plenty of them. The main ones you already have, so I don't think you would ever need to check anything apart from that. But if you want to know about the function of each type of these DNS records, then of course you have this Wikipedia page which you can check. Now let's try to set some types here. So I'll say set type is equal to MX. For example, if I want to get mail exchanger information, I hit enter and then I put my target. scanme.nmap.org and I hit enter. You will get to see the MX record information here. The primary name server, which is this, responsible mail address for this site, which is this, the serial number, the refresh rate, which is 4 hours, the retry time, which is 4 hours, expires in 14 days, and default time to limit is 1 hour. So this is the information of mail exchanger. If we set another type, say for example NS, and hit enter and then again try to put that scanme.nmap.org as our target, you will get to see that information. Now it's pretty much the same as we got to see in the MX record, but sometimes it is different, so you may want to try that. Apart from that, let's try something else. For example, quad A. hit enter and again put your target, and then you will get to see the IPv6 of that target. So yeah, you can do many things. For example, again, if you use the 1A, a single A, then you try it, you will get the IPv4 version 4, right? So there are many things which you can do. It's much more advanced than the ping, and it's helpful a lot of times. So that's something you may want to check. And this was it for this tool. Let's quit it and clear the screen.